distributions were really great. We basically had 3.5 days of filter distributions, and then each day we always had like a new grouping.
I feel like a lot of the homes that we've been in, people have been so hospitable and so inviting. It almost feels like family, like just sitting around in a circle, talking about life, talking about what they love about their community, what's challenging about their daily lives, and then ultimately getting to see people respond to the gospel.
One of the ones that was the most memorable for me was when we went to this house. We shared the gospel with him. Andrew shared his testimony with them. And then it was really nice because one of them made a salvation decision, and then the other one, he says he wasn't necessarily ready to make a decision at that very moment, but he did want to learn more about Jesus. And I thought it was really neat because we're just two guys from the U.S., don't have too much to offer minus the filters and the gospel. But yet God was able to use that 5 loaves and 2 fish to allow for one person to make a decision and then one person to go from a non-believer to a seeker.
How has it been like working with each other? Okay, bring it down a little bit.
You have to say it into the mic. You have to say it into the mic. It's been really a pleasure because, especially with Danny, and I got to see him grow so much. And yesterday...
Those first few seconds are
Bro.
a really good synopsis of how it's been like to work with
But yesterday I heard him deliver like the most beautiful testimony that was like perfectly tailored for the person whose house we were in, and it was just like really a joy to see.
Honestly, working with Arnaldo is so great because there would be times that him and I would switch off translating. Sometimes we mess up on some words and like we each correct each other, and it just allows the conversation to flow better.
Karis was the backbone for our team that really kept us going, kept pushing for us, and just told us, like, guys, like, we haven't tried everything, and like, let's keep going. So
It really has been a blessing to see my brothers and sisters at work, and it encourages me a lot because they're just really open about their testimonies, and we don't really have anything to do with this country other than the fact that, like, hey, we know that there are people that are broken here, just like we were broken, and that their brokenness is only cured by the same thing that cures our brokenness.
I think it's been really fun. We are all staying at the same Word of Life camp. We've been fortunate to all be on the same bus together.
Hear a lot of like the other students, like just like the stories and life stories and like how they've been following Jesus in their own way too.
On our first night, I think, some of the USC girls actually requested for the Word of Life staff to teach us some cumbias. That was really fun because most of us were very stiff and didn't know how to do the dance, but it's okay. It was really fun.
King Kong Shower, we taught it to our Western Pennsylvanian friends.
And it really just, to me, keeps reinforcing this idea of a family of Christ. Even though I don't know any of these people, I get here, I'm like, I feel like I know you already because you're my brother in Christ, you're my sister in Christ. There she is, one of them. Woo! Go USC! Final!
I was looking at the Word of Life staff, and I was like, wow, they're cooking all these pupusas by themselves, They're really laboring, and I'm just sitting here doing nothing. And I'm like, how can I serve these guys? So is there anything that we can do, any way we can help you? And they don't speak English, so then they grab us by the arms, and then like all of a sudden, like we're in front of the grill, and then he gives me the spatula, and he starts like letting me like cook and flip the pupusas. And then all of a sudden, it's me and Ryan and Jerry. We're in the kitchen. We're cooking pupusa. We're the pupusa trio, like pupusa triplets. The pupusa chino pupusas. Like